Hi guys, today I'll be interviewing a famous Belarus rhythmic gymnast, head coach and the owner of Burlo Gymnastics, Yevgeniya Tkachenko, or as you all know, Jenya Burlo. If you like my channel, please subscribe and comment down below who should I interview next. Let me show you around. This is our welcome. These are my coaches. And these are the best gymnasts in the USA. And look who I found here. Hi Jenya, thank you for allowing me to interview you today. It is a very big honor. Let's start from the very beginning. How did you start gymnastics?
I started gymnastics when I was 3 years old, and going to a kindergarten, coach would see me and my mom every day going there, and she would go to the training, and one day she asked my mom to bring me to the gym. And my very first experience wasn't successful because I was too hyper, and the coach said bring her back in half a year. So officially I started when I was 3.5.
Who was your biggest inspiration when you were a kid?
Probably the older girls that we had at the gym, because there was no social media to know the big gymnasts like you girls know now. Slowly I got into knowing like Alina Kabaeva, Belarusian gymnasts, Julia Raskina, who is actually a coach of Daria Varfolomeev right now. And one of my favorite was Evgeniya Pavlina, because she had the same name as me, and she was my biggest idol. But growing up, just the gymnasts that I could see at the gym, they were my idols.
What was your biggest achievement?
Biggest achievements grow as you grow, and you cannot just say Olympic Games or the World Championship. My first biggest achievement was to catch my leg for the back catch, and it happened a day before competition. You know, never give up. You know, sometimes the very last day can make, you know, a big difference. And it was 1986. I have a video, that's why I remember. And there was a floor routine, and I couldn't catch my leg, and I couldn't give up idea that I'm going to be on the carpet, not being able to catch. So that was my first biggest achievement in 1996, being able to catch my leg. Well, I did not become national champion yet. So it was probably the junior national team making it to the group for junior national team, and we went to Geneva, for the European Championship, and we placed bronze there. Then it was 2001. After that, I went back to individual, and I became national champion in 2002. It was a very big fight between me and a few other gymnasts, and nobody even like pointed at me that I'm going to be the one, but I did very clean and very strong, so that's why the title was mine. Then in 2003, I went to a senior world championship as a group, and that happened also very not expectedly, because one of the gymnasts during the practice months before world championship, she hurt her knee, and coach asked me if I know her part, and I said yes, and very quickly I went into the group and became a senior national team member, and that was the last world championship before Olympics, and as we know, that's the biggest and the most stressful world championship to get the ticket for the Olympics. And that was my next achievement. And then obviously the Greece 2004 Olympic Games. After that I didn't stop. I kept going, and for a few more years I was competing in a group and taking World Cup and world medals.
How old were you when you became a national team member?
I was 13 years old, 12, 13.
Can you describe your day as an elite gymnast?
Well, you wake up around 6:37, depends how far you live. You have breakfast, then you rush to the gym, and then you have ballet for an hour and a half from 9 to 10:30. Quick 5 minutes break, and after that you will have your warm-up by lines. There's not much time to stretch, so that's why gymnasts need to stretch before they start ballet class. And then we'll do the first practice with one of the apparatuses, routines and parts, until 1:30. And then normally you will go to school, and then you will come back for second training at 4 o'clock. And the second training will be from 4 to until you finish your plan of the coach. It can be 8, it can be 9, and sometimes it can be 10.
How long did you train?
The hours?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. So, you know, I was in a group, so that's why it doesn't depend just on you. There's 4 or 5 more gymnasts, and depends how everybody's focused, and if everybody's in the right mood to work, the training can be very quick. Or sometimes if somebody's not in the mood to work, the other gymnasts need to keep training until everybody get together as a team and do what the coach planned for today. So I would say about 8 hours per day.
What did you eat? Like any sweets or like pizza, burger, like that?
Well, every kid and every gymnast always desire to eat some sort of sweets, but I think I was pretty good about that because we were training so much, and the right amount of food and the right amount of calories was needed. But of course, once in a while we would have something that we're not supposed to eat. But my favorite was to eat chocolate. There's a phrase that my mom always says: if Jenya doesn't have chocolate, she wasted her day, you know. So I really like chocolate.
How did you stop doing gymnastics?
Probably the right question will be why, not how. Because being a professional gymnast, you don't just stop because, you know, you had enough. You know, there's always a reason, and most of the time the reason is injuries. So my reason was, you know, I had back issues, but, you know, the bigger problem was my feet, my ankles. So I couldn't go to the 2008 Olympics because of my health, and that made me stop one day.
Why did you move to Los Angeles?
Well, that's a very sweet reason, because of my brother. I have a twin brother, and he's a professional ballroom dancer, and he moved here to dance because he got invited as a partner, and I couldn't be too far away from him, and I decided to give a try, apply for a visa, and that's how I got here.
Did you start working as a coach right away?
Yes. First time I came to San Francisco for half a year, and my mom's friend, I stayed with her at that time. She just wrote a letter to gyms in San Francisco, and club Nino Rhythmic Gymnastics, the owner is Nino. She replied right away, and she asked me to come, and on my 4th day being here, I went to her club, and well, I didn't start working right away, but yeah, my work here started on the 4th day living here.
Being a coach or being a gymnast, what did you like more?
Well, I like both, and I love both, and this is something that you cannot compare. It's probably easier to be a gymnast because you don't have responsibilities. All you do is just listen to your coach, and you rely to your coach. And being a coach, you take all the responsibilities, and you have to make sure that what you say, what you teach, what you put in a routine is right. Because if it's a wrong choice, it's going to be fault of the coach, not a gymnast. So probably easier to be a gymnast, but I love being a gymnast and I love being a coach equally.
Looking back at the recent national championship, you have 4 national team members, junior all-around, senior one, and Pan American champions. What a great success. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is your biggest goal as a coach?
I don't focus on just 1 or 2 gymnasts. My biggest goal is, number 1, for the kids that come to me, that they come to me excited and they leave gym excited. The process is very tough. It's not easy, but as I said before, maybe like 15 years ago in interview, that medal doesn't make you happy. And I'm trying to teach you girls that yes, you have to have a goal to become national team member, to win nationals, world championship, become an Olympian. But because I went through this, I can tell you that what makes you happy is the process, not the goal. The goal is the happiness of a few moments, few seconds, hour, days. But the process that you go through, that's my goal for you girls, to enjoy daily training and come back happy and come back excited for the next day. That's my goal.
How would you describe yourself as a coach?
I'm very strict, but I feel I'm fun and cute sometimes, but I'm very into the discipline, and perfection is not the best to be a coach, but I do want things my way. There's no like a perfect way, but if I see a movement or if I see an accent, I will not let it go until a gymnast execute exactly the same as I want it. And then after that, you know, we're happy. But it can be very tough getting to that visual idea that I have.
I know that you have recently become a mother to a beautiful baby girl. Do you think she'll go to rhythmic gymnastics?
We'll definitely start. Well, she looks like a swimmer now because she moves her legs and arms very fast. I'm like, okay, you can definitely swim. But yes, she will start and try rhythmic, and if she likes it, I will keep her here. And I really hope that her heart will be as much into the sport as mine.
What is a good age to start RG?
I would say 3 years old, you know, because at 3 years old, everything starts as a game, as a play, and not as strict, and the kids have more time to develop to the stage where they actually have to learn. And yeah, I would recommend starting at 3.5.
Any advice for gymnasts and future champions?
Trust your coach. There's a very difficult days and there's very difficult emotional moments. And because most of the coaches were gymnasts themselves, they went through this. And they know exactly how the gymnasts feel in the moment. It can be frustration, it can be anger, or any of those emotions. We went through this. And if a gymnast can fully trust the coach, it will be much easier to go through those bumps and reach the goal. Because when the gymnast is happy and everything is going well, it's an easy day. But on a difficult day, not to go into your emotions and just to listen what the coach says in the moment.
What do you look for in a gymnast? What traits of character should she have?
I look for not the visual beauty, but the gymnast with a lot of fire and a lot of passion for the sport. Because it's going to be easier to teach and easier to move forward and faster with somebody who really wants it versus somebody who is just pretty. There's a very unique cases when a gymnast has beautiful legs and flexibility and strength and passion, but I feel everything can be learned, but if you cannot learn to like things, and that's my biggest look for.
Can I ask you about my favorite gymnast inspiration and like my friend Rin Keys?
Of course. She was very determined and goal-oriented gymnast as she was very young. And she has a lot of passion, and I think inside of her she's also a perfectionist. She will be happy to go home after a good practice, and to make a good practice she has her own goal, her clean routine, to learn element, to be a good gymnast, you know. And Rina is a very special girl in the way that she knows how to compete. You know, a lot of gymnasts are good, you know, during training, they do everything, but then they get stressed out as they walk on the carpet and they cannot show their best. And with Reen, if she's fully prepared and she knows that her tosses and elements are ready, obviously she has like some part of her feeling nervous, but she's very good about calming herself down and enjoying herself on the carpet. And actually this past nationals that she won, I was on the phone with her because I couldn't be there, and I was asking her to start going after a joy, not after medal, not after score, because that's the most important part of the sport, to enjoy what you do. And I called her right after she finished her last routine with clubs, where she looked absolutely happy, excited, and her routine looked like a dance. It didn't look like a routine. And I'm like, did you enjoy it? And she was, yes. And that's about Reen. She's very good to how to listen and follow directions. Obviously she has her days and she has her moments where, you know, it's not very easy, but we're all human and there's always room for mistakes. But Reen with Reen it's easier to make my idea alive. She's very close to executing and visually and physically my dreams.
Do you think Reen Keys will go to the Olympics in 2028?
Well, she definitely can, but it's 4 more years to go, and there's a lot of talented gymnasts in the country, like we have here on our wall, and also there's more gymnasts in the country. But as of right now, she won a senior national championship, which makes her be #1. But we'll see. We'll work very hard with her and other gymnasts, and the strongest one will win the spot. That's going to be the biggest fight for United States, because it's in LA, and everybody will be working very, very hard to make it there. So I'm very excited to see in 4 years who's going to be the one or two.
Thank you for your time, Jenya.
You're welcome, Yusha. I was very happy to share my life in the sport.